Get ready with me for the day while I tell you guys about how I got stuck in Mexico for a month with just my mom. First, I'm going to switch my outfit because I am still wearing pajamas. Is it 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Maybe, but that's not the point. Also, my mom got me these. She has matching, and so do my two sisters. Are they nerdy? Yes, but they're comfortable, so that's all that matters. Okay, I'm mostly dressed, but let's get into it. I'm gonna start by prepping my face. My mom turned 47, so she wanted to go on a birthday trip, and in the end, it ended up being me and her. So we went to Cabo. First off, it was really fun, but we went on a flight. It was 2 flights. I forgot where we ended, had a stopover, but it doesn't matter. Either way, when we landed in Cabo, I went to the bathroom. My mom went to go, exchange money or something, and I went to the bathroom. I wear glasses when it's, a flight, and I don't want to, wake my eyes up. Anyone who, wears contacts knows that. Either way, so I went to the bathroom to go put on my contacts because my glasses are ugly. So I put my contacts in. I had my backpack right next to the sink, and while I was putting my contacts in, someone must have went in my bag and stole the wristlet I had with all of our passports. So it was my regular passport, my Belgian passport, my mom's Belgian passport, her green card. It was a mess. So we were at the airport for 3 hours after that trying to figure it out. We didn't. So we ended up going to our hotel. It was confusing. So we went to the embassy. We drove there, and turns out that the embassy is closed there since COVID. So we took a taxi all the way there, and it was closed. So that was amazing. So we did this all in increments. So we enjoyed ourselves and we went there. So that was a lot. Meanwhile, we're on the phone the whole time with the Belgium embassy because they said that they're going to send our passports. We're like, okay, so if I can't get my American passport, at least I'll get something, because what we figured is if we can't go to America, we will go to Belgium. That's where my mom's side is from. And we will get our American passports and green card there because it's just easier, more everything's a little more organized in Belgium. That didn't happen. So while we're trying to figure out how to get the American, we're always thinking okay, fine. Worst case, backup will have the Belgian passport. So we spent a week and a half there. We thought things were in motion. After a week, a week and a half, they told us that the payment never went through. So they didn't start the process of sending it, which when they sent it, they had to send it to Mexico City. And from Mexico City, they would send it to Cabo. So that would take 2 weeks alone just to do that. So we're okay. Sorry. Would you shut up? My dogs are barking like crazy. But, so we're now we have to be here for another 2 weeks. We're this is great. My family's at home. We gotta go back. Okay, 1 minute. The dog walker's here, so my dogs are getting a little excited. So we're relying on that. We're having a good time. Cabo is fun and gorgeous. So ended up, we sent the payment. She said twice that the payment didn't go through, either when it said on our account that it did, so it doesn't make sense. Whatever. So then there was no embassy by us, so we're what do we do? The closest embassy, they said, was in La Paz. So we had to go to La Paz, and we're if we have to drive 2.5 hours, we might as well do something out of it. So we were waiting until we could go down. What was the pause? Whale sharks. So we were waiting till the whale sharks season was open, which it wasn't. It was November 15th when we went. And it was supposed to be open then, but the season just like didn't start. So we had to like wait a bit because we're going to make a 2.5 hour journey. Like, we're going to do something. So when it finally opened, we went down, and the whole time, like, we're figuring other stuff out. But so we went down, we swam with whale sharks. It was so fun. I'll try to insert clips. Okay, it was really fun. So then on the way back, we're like, okay, let's go to the embassy, make our little stop. Turns out that embassy is closed too. So no one really knew how to help us, because why would they? Stupid Americans got our passports stolen from us. Also, we like are pretty sure it was people that were on our flight with us. They stole it right as we got out of border control and everything. So it's not like we could have even like flew back. They like, whatever. So we walked into the embassy and it was closed. That was the only embassy that was close-ish to us, and it was closed too. We're like, what the heck are we supposed to do? Nobody is helping us. We have no idea. We're like, we're screwed. So we're turning to people. They're like, the only thing you could do is go to Mexico City. How are we supposed to go to Mexico City if we don't have passports to fly there? If we didn't fly, like, people are like, the only solution left is to take a 20-hour bus to go get there. We're like, bro, we're not taking a 20-hour bus. Like, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But like, okay, that's insane. So we were calling a bunch of people, and they were telling us that, you know, maybe if you speak to the flights and get this like certain paper, they'll let you fly with the paper. So we're there. We went to them, and on the phone call, they said that they would let us. And then we get there and they're like, no. But they didn't just go, no. We sat there for, we finally got in touch, spoke to them. And they're like, yeah, wait. So we waited like an hour. And after an hour, they're like, oh, shoot, it actually didn't go through. I'm so sorry. You have to sit here longer. So we waited there for like 2 hours. You won't even understand. Oh, well, there was like a little fire in my house or something just now. My house is all smoky. But back to the story. So once we got there, in the end, after like 2.5 hours, they told us that that we couldn't do it. So we're like, shoot, back to square one. We are 2.5, 3 weeks in at this point. Like, we're having a great time. Don't get us wrong. We're having a great time. But it's been a while. Oh, well, there was like a little fire in my house or something just now. My house is all smoky. But back to the story. So once we got there, in the end, after like 2.5 hours, they told us that that we couldn't do it. So we're like, shoot, back to square one. We are 2.5, 3 weeks in at this point. Like, we're having a great time. Don't get us wrong. We're having a great time. But it's been a while. We actually were on a tour with this guide. And we eat kosher, so we couldn't like eat with them. So like, what we do a lot of the time is we like bring food with us, or we'll just wait until the end of the day and eat something. Then like we'll have a big breakfast and then just not eat throughout the day. So what we did is when they were eating, we decided to walk around the town. While we did that, we found another guide, and we actually took him for a ton of our like tours and stuff that we did around, and he was so nice. He ended up actually taking us to the airport to figure some stuff out. He took us also to La Paz, like, because we did the trip through him, and then he was like figuring it out. So he brought us there with his car, and they towed it. They towed his car. So we're like, oh my God, what the heck? So we took a bus there to a place. And once we get there, they're like not telling us literally anything. We're sitting there. We're sitting there just trying to find where his car went. And like, it's hot. We're in the heat. We're just sitting there. They're like, you have to wait until it's processed. We're like, what the heck does that mean? Where is the car? So we're sitting there forever. And then finally, they told us, oh, it's at this place. Okay. Went to that place. We're standing out also for like an hour. We're at this place. They tell us that the car is still not processed and we have to wait for the police officer. We're like, we literally see the car there. Then they also put another car in front that had no wheels, so they couldn't get our car out unless they called a tractor, like another car, to come move it. So we had to wait for that too. Finally, that all happens. The police gets there, and they didn't even, I don't think this is working. They didn't even process the car because the police are corrupt there, and they wanted to pocket the money, so the money wouldn't go to like the government, so it would just go to them, and then we could get our car out like that. So there's nothing you could do in that situation. We ended up giving them money, and we finally got our car out. This whole thing probably took us, the day in itself was long because the whole passport situation probably took us like 7 hours. It was insane. We finally got the car, and they broke the car. The whole taillight was like broken and messed up. The car was scratched and everything. We're like, are you kidding me? Like, and they didn't even, where we parked our car, like, there weren't even like signs like that said you couldn't park there. It was crazy. So that was just a crazy day altogether, like a waste of a day, and whatever. That was just a horrible day. In the end, our friend that we met, Juan, he found, like, someone told him that you could get a police report, and if you get the police report, it might help you be able to travel throughout Mexico. So we're like, okay, let's get it. So we got a police report. It told us what happened. We went to this like random, like really like this really random place, but they ended up being able to write the police report for us. So with that, it wasn't even a guarantee that we could travel, but it helped. So we had that in our pockets. We're like, okay, this is like really helpful. We're going to try and use this. Also, I forgot to mention, we kept on calling the embassy because we didn't know it was closed or anything. So a lot of times they said you should make, even when we got there, it says you should make an appointment, but when you make an appointment, like, the only way to get in touch is on the phone. Ooh, it's the first time using this. I think this is actually a perfect color. So the only way to get in touch with them is on the phone. So my mom called so many times, never picked up. It was just crazy. So meanwhile, when this is all happening, that means hopefully with this, we can actually travel in Mexico. So with this, we're like, okay, so that makes it a little bit better, but we still have no way to get to America. So my dad expedited our old passports, residential living, like all the stuff that you think you're going to need. If we can't fly, we're going to fly throughout Mexico to Tijuana, and from Tijuana cross the border to San Diego. So like, okay, but America's not going to let us in because we don't have any identification. So my dad expedited all that stuff, and it was supposed to come. He paid extra, so it was supposed to be 2 nights. It ended up being so much longer than that. We switched our hotel that we were staying at because it was really expensive. So we tried another place. Whoa, that looks really good. So we tried another place, and it ended up being so like smelly, and it wasn't even such a big price difference. They said it was all inclusive, like all the food and everything. It meant one meal, and all inclusive means that they had like one thing, whatever. For the price that we were paying, it was like $20 more to go to the other place that we were playing that was actually all inclusive. So we went back there, but our passports got sent to the place that we left. So it was so awkward because we're like, okay, so please, like when you get it, let us know, and Juan is going to come and pick it up. They ended up, like, and we really made sure they knew that. They ended up sending it back. So we had to wait even longer. And then I think they sent it back to Mexico City. And then we had to get it sent back. It was crazy for no reason. So in the end, we were able to go to a DHL that they had there and pick it up. And with that, we were able to, we had some form of identification. Throughout this whole process, we were actually in touch with a senator in America, and we're like, okay, so hopefully it will help. They were like trying to figure out, they had no idea what to do. Apparently Americans don't get their passports stolen in Mexico. I don't know. So they're like trying to figure it out. Even if they were able to figure it out, they said that they have nothing for my mom. They would only be able to figure out something for me because I'm an American citizen, and she only has a green, why did I literally forget? A green card. She only has a green card, so they can't help her out. So we're like, okay, let's just like try it throughout them. Nothing. The American government did nothing. We called so many times. They're basically like, you're gone. Like, you did it to yourself. Like, good luck. We're like, that's nice. So that was a thing we did too. Like, we were just really, it was struggling. So we got our stuff from DHL, and we're like, okay, let's see if we could actually get out. So we booked a flight to Tijuana, and even from then, they're like, okay, we don't know if it actually works. So if you're in, like, we had to get there and see if we could even get on the flight. We got there, thank God, like after a little bit, they actually let us fly with it. So we're like, okay, not a problem. I had my, I don't know if it would have been the same. I still had my license, which was amazing because I carry it on the back of my phone. And my mom had her license, but her license is from like when she was my age, because in Belgium at that time, they didn't expire. So like she literally, like it's on this like paper thing. It's like broken, but like she's not getting another one because other passports expired, and she just, it works, you know? Either way. So we got there. We're like, okay, we're getting to Tijuana. We got to Tijuana, and we got all of our bags and everything. And of course, when we get there, our bags are on the conveyor belt. And we literally see it. The conveyor belt just stops. We're like, there's literally 4 pieces of suitcases left, and ours were part of it. We were able to see it, but it was like on the belt down, and we couldn't just like hop on the belt and get it too, because it was right next to the place where you cross the border. So we're not going to be like literally hopping on the conveyor belt while there's like all these police over there. It's just not the vibe. But why am I using this brush? So we had to wait another. We were like turning to everyone. No one could help us with that. We're like, what do you mean? They're like, we're sending someone. We're like, what do you mean you're sending someone? We see our suitcases. Just press the damn button and like let it go. And there's like another family also there. They're like, what is happening? Finally, after what was it, like 45 minutes, we were able to get our suitcases, and then we went to the border, and with my passport, like my expired passport, they let me in right away. My mom, they were giving a little bit of a problem with, but after like 10 minutes, they finally let us through. But that's just, they let us through the part 1 of it. I'm going to make a little montage and put it in the video because like Mexico, oh my God. Actually, not even Mexico. Cabo, because I went to Cancun. It's not, I didn't really, like it was nice, but I wouldn't go back. Cabo, oh my God. It was amazing. Okay, sorry, I couldn't talk. It was so incredible. The people there were so nice. I don't know what it was. I don't know why. I felt self-conscious when I was in Cancun. When I was in Cabo, everyone was like wearing bikinis, having the time of their life. They were big. Some people were bigger. Some people were skinny. Like, I just felt so confident. I loved it. I would definitely go back there. Like, I'm not someone who wears like bikinis at all. Like at all. But happens to be my mom brought a lot. And I just like was wearing her bikinis. And I was like I had a really good time. I also made friends there. Like at the hotel I was staying at. Some of like the workers at the hotel too. It was really nice. One of the guys even like asked like if I want to go somewhere like to like a random like Mexican, well obviously Mexican because I was in Mexico, but a bar where like everyone speaks Spanish, and I was like, I wasn't adventurous. I'll be honest, I really wasn't. I was like, I went on a girls trip. Like I was with my mom. In a way, I kind of wish I went, but I think he likes me more than a friend. So like I wasn't doing that, but it was really fun. I did like everything with my mom, and I really think like it brought us closer. It just was a really good trip. I would really recommend. And lose your passport. Makes you have to stay there longer. And here's the makeup. 1 minute. I will say the funny part about it, I think I'm gonna put my hair back up. I don't know. The funny thing about it was that everyone else was like freaking out. They're like, you're stuck in Mexico. Like, what are you gonna do? My mom and I were like, we are chilling. We are fine. Like, it was fun. We're like, why? Like, we're having a good time. Everyone's like, what are you gonna do? And like, my dad's like, you guys are just partying. You're not trying to get back. We're like, we're trying to get back, but does that, I don't know if I like that. We're trying to get back, but we also are going to have a good time in the mix. We're not just going to be stuck in Mexico and do nothing. You know? So, like, we spent our days, half the days we spent, like, figuring it out. The other half we partied. So, when they were doing, like, a pool party, we weren't going to be like, yeah, we're going to go to the embassy. Like, no. Like, we woke up in the morning, and every day in the morning we called all the embassies and everything, but like we weren't gonna like waste our days, you know. So everyone was freaking out, and we had a good time, and I would definitely do it again. I'm gonna insert a little montage. I don't even know what I'm doing today. I wasn't even planning really to do anything. My sister wants to go to Target, and I'm going to a movie later. So look at my makeup for all this. Here's my makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed. I low-key want to go back. Also, look at this bruise I have. Can you see it? I don't know why you can't see it. It's huge. Maybe if I put the saturation down. Oh, well, I'm so tired. Oh, yeah, now you could see it. Okay. Okay, I actually decided I don't like this. But, end of the day, all I'm going to say is lots of bad things happen in life. And you can either take the good or the bad. And, like, I could have decided that, oh man, I'm stuck in Mexico, like, freak out and everything, like everyone told me to, I should be freaking out. But in the end, I decided, no, I'm going to make the most of it. So I did what I had to do, but I also had the best time ever. When am I ever going to have a chance to go on a vacation with my mom for so long and have a blast, you know? I have 4 other siblings. Maybe they could have went with her, but I ended up going with her. And when I get married, I'm not going to have like the same opportunities that I have now, you know? So make the most of every minute. Don't freak out because there's always a plan. You can always figure it out and just live life, man. Chill. That's always what I say. Everyone's like, oh, freak out. I'm like, chill out, bruh. Like, this is where you are. This is where you need to be. Everyone's like, Yakira, stop. Like, no. Just chill. Life is easier when you chill. Like, don't. I'm a redhead. Don't get me wrong. Like, I get a little fiery. But for the most part, you just have to chill out and think everything's going to work out in life. And yeah. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Mwah. I will see you in the next video. And I'm going to add the little montage now. Also, here's a little. Okay. My room's a mess, but I forgot. Here's the fit for today. Should I just turn it over? Oh, 1 second. She's simple. She's cute. She's a little fancy.